Hello and welcome to Melissa's Magical Meals. Today we are making some matzo ball soup. It is a kind of chicken soup. So first I will tell you we've already begun. So I'm going to show you what's happened so far. Come over here with me. I have used already 2 boxes, back up, of chicken broth. So what I did was took the top off, poured in 2 boxes of chicken broth, and I refilled them with water and put them back in. Now, inside this large pot, I have a whole chicken. Inside of the chicken is some herbs and an onion. Next to the chicken and floating around is some carrots. So, if you look inside, you will also notice that the chicken is enclosed. I'm going to open the pot. In cheesecloth. The cheesecloth is inside of the pot to keep the herbs from touching the soup, because I have a child who will not eat green things, so there's green stuff in here, but he doesn't know about it. The soup's been cooking about an hour now. That happens in my kitchen, so you don't have to be a technical genius here. Next, we are going to make the matzo balls. So, matzo ball mix. By Manischewitz. Inside of this package, there is not 1, but 2 bags like this. The directions say that you should, in a small bowl, put 2 eggs. I use these eggs. 2 tablespoons of oil. I use Publix brand Vegetable Beautiful oil. I mixed it inside this nice silver bowl, and I let it chill in my refrigerator for approximately 45 minutes. The chilling of the matzo ball is the ultimate trick here. The box doesn't tell you to chill it in the fridge. That's what makes me a chef. Okay, anyway, we come back over here. What will happen is we open yet another box of chicken broth, and we add it into our pot. Squeeze and release. Squeezing and releasing, remembering how lucky you are that you can make some chicken soup. Now, to make it deeper, we're going to take the box of chicken broth over to the sink, turn on the sink, refill up. So that'll give us the same amount, got to turn the water down a little bit. It'll give us the same amount of chicken broth as it is giving us of water. So that the water continues to flow victoriously into the chicken broth. Once it is completely filled, we'll bring it back over to the pot. So you'll find half chicken broth, half water, or pretty close to that. Okay, so please come back with me over to the stove. We will continue now with the squeezing and releasing of just water. Makes the matzo balls better if you do half water and half broth rather than cooking your matzo balls inside of your soup pot. If you cook the matzo balls inside of the soup pot, what happens is the matzo balls soak up the soup. And hello, we're trying to make soup here. So we'll assume you've already washed your hands. We know this is set for 45 minutes. And we're going to turn on the stove. I'm turning it to high to start with, just so we can get the water to boil. Now, we're going to take, let's call it a handful, and roll matzo balls. Now, instead of putting them right into the broth, because the broth isn't yet heated, 1 very happy matzo ball. Can't wait to get eaten. Now, a second very happy matzo ball. As I continue, one of the things that you want to do is keep the matzo balls somewhat close in size so they cook evenly. I actually have a husband who has a culinary degree, and he's always telling me about cooking things evenly and cutting things to the same size. So, thanks, husband. We are going to make the matzo balls as close inside as we can. Now, because we put the oil in, they're a little bit greasy, so it shouldn't stick to your fingers. And we continue on with our balls. Now, rolling. All these balls are rolling. All these balls are rolling. You know, you gotta sing songs and dance a little when you cook in the kitchen, not be so uptight. I mean, why not have some fun? That's what life is about. So we continue to make our matzo balls, and you continue to smile and be entertained by the magnificent Melissa's cooking channel. I should also let you know, I've made some dishes that weren't so good. This is actually one of my highlights. Now, turn me back around. My viewers are looking at me sideways. What are you thinking, videographer? You didn't? Oh, he's turning again. Put it back, put it back, put it back, put it back, put it back. Okay, now, we've used up almost all of the matzo ball mix, and what seems to be left isn't enough to make a matzo ball, so this is where it goes into the sink. And rinse your hands. Now we need to wait for the soup that the matzo balls are going to cook in to heat up before we place them into the pot. So we'll be back with you in just a hot minute.